Kirby's a character that I love playing in Smash Bros, but hasn't really ever been that great ever since 64. And he's a character that I feel like has a lot of potential, has a lot of things he can do right, but is just kind of held back by a few key factors. And today I want to talk about Kirby in Smash Ultimate, what's going to be helping him a lot, and what his main changes are. And with that said, let's get started. So the first thing I have to mention right here is that Kirby's main problem in most of the games that he appears that he is not good in is that he is actually really slow. And it doesn't really make sense because Kirby's never been all that slow in the past, but I guess a way for Sakurai to balance a character that has a lot of combos, has a good amount of kill power, and I gotta make him slow. Even though there's a lot of other small characters that can do the same thing with kill power, like Pikachu. I don't know. Anyways, they've made Kirby really slow in the past, and this makes it so that he can be walled out super easily. Kirby obviously doesn't have really long limbs, Kirby obviously doesn't have a great way to get in, or way too much shield pressure, so yeah, in general, him being slow was a big problem and made so that a lot of characters that just had more speed or had more range could completely wall him out. Now in Ultimate, this is still going to be somewhat the case, because he's not, the fastest character in the world, but he did get actually quite a few buffs. He got 3 main buffs. One of them was that, of course, his jump squat was changed from his previous frames to 3 frames now, making so that he can get off the ground a lot faster. That's always nice. Another one was that his dash speed actually has been increased because they've all kind of been universalized. And that's going to be really great because it means you can dash in and out, hopefully with the opponent's attacks, and then kind of attack from after that. And as well, his airspeed seems to have gotten a buff. Now, this is honestly really hard to test, but from what we've looked at, it seems it's gotten a buff, and if it has, that's going to be great because it means that, like Jigglypuff, he can finally go in and out a little bit better, maybe increase his combo ability a tiny bit, and overall these 3 changes are just going to make so that he essentially does a little bit better at what he's always needed to do better, and that is mobility, getting around where he needs to be, and setting up for everything else that he's great at. Another thing that I actually really like about Ultimate Kirby is that he's essentially, what he's always been. He's really good at what he's always been good at, but they actually made him even better at what is my personal favorite part about Kirby, his combo game. Now, Kirby's always had some, kind of awkward combos that work at a lot of percents and don't work at other percents, and I think the number one thing that is a really good case to show off this is Kirby's forward air, where in Smash 4, a lot of the times people would just, fly out of it, kind of out of nowhere, but at low percents, you can go forward air, re-grab forward air, a lot of fun stuff. In Ultimate, though, it seems like his forward air has now been changed where it essentially links almost all the time now, which is honestly really nice because this move was never bad in the past, but it felt like it just kind of didn't work, and now it does work. Finally, I want to mention that Kirby has always had a pretty bad problem against projectiles, where essentially if someone had a really good projectile, they could just shoot it at him, back away, shoot it at him, back away, and since he was so slow, he couldn't really do much about this at all except for shield and hope that he could eventually get in somehow. It wasn't really that great for him. However, in Smash Ultimate now, Kirby can actually suck up projectiles and shoot them back at his opponent. And I really like this. Now, one thing I have to say here is that if the opponent has multitudes of projectiles and can keep throwing them out really quickly, this might be a little bit too slow to actually deal with that. So complete campy-based characters, maybe this might have trouble versus, but for people that mainly have one main big projectile, or even just 2, maybe like Samus, you can easily now suck up their main projectile, shoot it back at them, and make so that they can't just keep spamming this at you all the time. Now, Kirby in Smash 4, at least in my opinion, was never really all that bad against the majority of the cast. And even if you look at his matchups against some of the top tiers like Sheik, it's really not all that bad because he has some weird crouching jank, he has, a good amount of combos, some kill power, everything. And, against Sheik, who can't really kill him and can't really space him out way too much, he works out fine. However, if you look at Kirby against characters like Cloud, or Bayonetta, or Marth, or even Sonic, or Olimar, or really any character that can camp, or that has big hitboxes, or that is fast, he just kind of automatically lost against them if they played really lame. If they kept running away, and if they didn't want to engage at all, Kirby didn't really have a way in, and that kind of sucked. Now in Smash Ultimate, it seems like he's going to have some slightly better tools to get in. He's going to be slightly faster, his forward is going to change slightly better, he's going to have slightly more shield pressure, but and as well, he can honestly do quite a bit better as projectile characters because of his inhale change. But I think he's still going to have a really bad problem against a lot of these characters because it's just kind of an innate problem with Kirby where unless he's extremely fast, he just can't really get in versus these people. Now, honestly, if you want to play Kirby, it's honestly still a pretty good choice. I think he's a really fun character and can do quite well against the majority of matchups, maybe 50-50. However, if you play Kirby, yeah, you should probably have a secondary, preferably someone that can deal with sword characters, or that has a sword themselves, or someone that is a projectile type character that can, play pretty defensive. Or if you really want to, you could also play someone like Fox, maybe Wolf, depending on how he plays, where you can just play someone that is extremely offensive and can go in all the time on your really bad matchups. I think those are some of your main options, and yeah, if you want to solo main Kirby, do whatever you want, but I feel like that's probably what you're gonna have to end up doing if you want to have a good amount of success or a good amount of matchups. But anyways, that's all my own personal opinions about Kirby and Smash Ultimate. Overall, a character that I am pretty hyped to play. Probably not main. I think I'm still, looking for Ken to actually main, but just play for fun, play in doubles, play in a lot of different ways, and he might even be on my 5-man squad strike team, so I guess we're going to have to see with that. As always though guys, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you like about Kirby in this new game, and click at the top right of the screen right now for a playlist of more Smash Ultimate analysis videos. With all that said, thank you for watching and have a smashing day.